Hello, my name is Greg Hustad. If you've seen the video which I made about a year ago on how I programmed my Commodore 64 computer to play Chariots of Fire, I have a little update. I won't rehash all the details about the C64 and how to program it to play music. You can view my previous video for that. But three important points. First, the C64 was introduced way back in 1982. Number two, it holds the record for the number of home computers sold. And three, it was an 8-bit machine with only 64K of memory. Not 64 meg, but 64K. But that was a big step up from its predecessor, the VIC-20, which had only 20K. In 2011, I wrote a poem called We Would Ride, trying to capture the feeling of a 10 or 11-year-old as I rode horses across the northeast Montana prairies with my brother Miles and our neighbor and best friend, Butch Berglund. It was also a tribute to another neighbor, Kid Nygaard, who for several summers gave us kids yearlings to ride. This was before my dad had built up his herd of horses. Then in 2012, as I was writing my book, Montana Prairie Adventures, I decided to add a melody to my poem and include it in my book. But I didn't add any chords at that time, so I thought it would be fun to add some chords and input it into my Commodore 64. I decided to use the same programming method to play We Would Ride as I had used for Chariots of Fire. I wrote the We Would Ride melody in the key of C, and because the Commodore 64 only has 3 voices, I needed to create triad chords. A major key triad is made up of the root, 3rd, and 5th notes. I used a free app called MuseScore 3 to write and check the music. This allowed me to play the music in real time as I added new chords. This also let me experiment a bit. I learned to play chords on my guitar to play along with country music. So for the key of C, I was used to playing C major, F major, and G7th. However, G7th sounded too dissonant, so I decided to use G major instead in We Would Ride. Once I'd completed adding chords to my satisfaction, I used the Vice C64 emulator to help write the program. I had used this emulator when I wrote my Chariots of Fire program. Vice 64 allowed me to write the program in Word, save it as text file, and then cut and paste it into the emulator to test the program. So correcting my inevitable typos and rechecking the program was much faster. But I first created a spreadsheet as I translated the sheet music notes and durations to the proper numerical values to be used as data in my C64 program. This allowed me to check my work and verify that all 3 voices had the same number of beats. When I was satisfied with the way the music sounded on the emulator, I decided to add script showing the lyrics to the verses and the chorus on the monitor screen as We Would Ride was being played by the program. And finally, I converted the completed C64 program in Word to all uppercase characters because that is what it looks like as you input it into a C64. Then I inputted the program into my Commodore, and after I corrected a couple little typos, I watched and listened as my C64 played my song, We Would Ride, complete with chords and lyrics. I have saved the program to a 5¼ floppy disk. So let's put the floppy disk into my Commodore 1541 floppy disk drive and load the program. I'll then list the program so you can see it scroll down the screen, and then I'll run it. Here's the final result. I hope you enjoy it. So let's start everything up. Turn on the monitor and the floppy disk drive and then the Commodore itself. Then we'll insert the floppy disk into the floppy disk drive. We'll load it up. And I'll list it so you can see it. I changed the color to white so you can see it better.